Sorry. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Good morning. So, how are you? Did you have a good weekend? Hold on. I don't need that right now. Did you have a good weekend? I hope that you did. I had a really interesting end of the week, after hump day. After hump day was, busy. Yeah. After hump day was busy. So, as you know, we shot a couple new pieces all outside. That was fun. Zero filter, zero editing. Well, a little bit of editing, but, zero filter like we do here. The only thing we do here is, mostly just to, keep lighting even because sometimes it comes off weird and I don't like it. Anyway, so we shot those pieces. And so before we go into today's show, I wanted to address something. There's two things I want to address, but I'm going to just do one for now. So one of the things that I wanted to address was the fact that we had announced in one of them, we are working on a piece that I want to do in the interest of farming. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going out and talking to farmers, hopefully maybe get a group of them together, and then just kind of shoot that, and I'll narrate a little bit in it, the importance of farming and where we're going and where we are, and the new fat pig that we currently deal with called data centers. That's the new pig we've got. So there's that. And I also think it was the first time I'd mentioned I live in Indiana. So I live in Indiana, and farming is really important here. Ag is pretty important and it's pretty big here, but it's shrinking. And I'm also hearing those kinds of stories from like other places, like I think Arkansas, and I think a little bit down deep, in South, not my deep South because I'm from the South, but yeah, we're kind of hybrids between Southern and then the Midwestern, Indiana only, not those weird states beside us. I'm just saying. And I'm really excited about it because it's something that no one else is touching on. And I really just don't understand why no one is touching on farming. And I know everybody gets their, 15-second clip out. Oh, farming, we got to support it. But they don't do anything. You don't do anything. You don't reach out to farmers. You don't talk to farmers. You don't, kind of have this resurgence. Everybody's busy sitting in a chair. But nobody's busy talking to real people. We're not doing that here. We're just not doing it. And then there's another elephant in the room I want to address that I had announced in one of the pieces that we shot. And I'm not going to do it in this episode because this morning I'm on a little bit of a tangent. Yeah. I'm on a little bit of a tangent this morning. I am. I know. And so recently, over the weekend, something took place, a comment or something broke, right? And it's being talked about, and I think it should be. And as you've seen from the multiple pictures, provided in the entrance of the show, I think we have a lot to talk about. I do. And I don't think people really taking it as seriously as they should. And we will get to that. But first, this over here, right? It's not on right now. This is Bart the bar light. His name is Bart. Don't judge. This is Bart the bar light. So we want to return the top on because, yeah, right there. So we want to return the top on because it's really bright. And I'm just too lazy to take the bulb out and change it. But here, right there, see it? Little red one? Can you see it? Right there, yeah. Okay, so the red one, just so you know, there's two reasons that the red light, which is his nose, right? His nose lights up. I'll show it to you. It's pretty cool. I'll try to include a picture of it. So if we can we get that today? That would be awesome. Okay, so when his red light is on, there's two things going to happen. Either I'm going on a tangent, probably a really mean one. Yeah, Or we have an idea. And sometimes, as the show progresses and we move on, sometimes I'm hoping, if you'll play along with me, my subscribers and you casual watchers, I need you to be here more. Stick with us. We're doing something. If you have a question or you bring about something that could be turned into a conversation through like a comment or a question, hit like, come on. And then we will talk about your comment and or question, depending on how you phrase it in the comments. Oh, and I have been forgetting to do something I'm supposed to do. I keep forgetting. And it's so funny because I use YouTube, you know, all the time as an individual, right? And I do it. But I have been forgetting. Like, share, and subscribe. You don't have to share all the time. But if you want to share, share. But like and subscribe today. Like now. Okay. So here's what I want to say about today's episode and how I introduced today's episode. Part of what I want to say, right? Part of what I want to say, it's Monday, work with me. Jiminy Christmas, criminy. I want to say is that I feel like our bleeding hearts are the largest mechanism for what we're dealing with today, right? And I think part of it is our own fault because we took the eye off the ball. And that's why I want to remind everyone, right? I want to remind everyone of that article right there. You see it right there? Yeah, you see it? I want to remind everyone of that article because most people have forgotten. Now, don't get me wrong. We have a nation full of people that actually haven't forgotten. But I think the problem now is what has happened is that voice has been overrun over the last decade. I mean, solid decade, right? With, shh, don't say that. Shh, don't say that. Right? And so I'm like, if I'm noticing, right? If I'm noticing, then how much trouble do you think we're in? Exactly. Because we've all seen what the play is in Texas, right? We've seen it. We've seen the play. And I feel like, and I can assure you this as a Jew, I can assure you this. I don't have my necklace on. Normally I do. But not today. We'll just leave it at that. So, I feel like we basically close the asylums in this country, right? We close the asylums. And now all those people have jobs and they've wormed their way into society in different areas. News, politics, NGOs, all of that. Because I do firmly believe a lot of those NGOs, in America that is, they are female-based. They're female-based. And these particular kind of females, if you get offended, well then maybe this isn't your show. They're determined to inject this into society. They're all on board. They're all on board. So when we talk about and we look at factual evidence, and one of the pictures I provided, if you go back to it, right? If you go back to it and you watch the beginning, if you go back to it, one of them is a screenshot I did, right? And that was my search on Google. That particular picture, I took a picture of, because I did it on my iPad. And so I did a screen grab of it so you could see what Google says. Because in it, I say the problem with specific religions in America. Moreover, the Muslim faith. And if you look at that screen grab, because it's like all different little tiny pictures, yeah, that's the one. So if you look at it, that's what I got from Google. Yeah. I didn't do, an incognito mode or anything like that. And we only have like DuckDuckGo on like studio computers. So, yeah. And so, and we film with Android. We film with Android and I have an iPhone. And so I thought, this hair is really getting on my nerves. So I thought it was really eye-opening to see that that's what I got. There's all kinds of articles that you can find on Google. Oh, Muslim hate or Islamophobia, however it is the frick you say it. I don't know, I don't care. Because I'm not interested in being scared about being called some kind of phobe again. I'm just not. And so I think that a lot of what the guys are saying in this Talking Heads, on this space, in YouTube. I cannot talk today. What is happening with me today? I cannot speak. So I think a lot of what is being said, I think there should be a lot more attention to it. And I think that we do need to have a far more aggressive stance. And I think that we need to make it clear to those that are in politics that follow that same line. Immigration is a hard thing to deal with, right? Immigration it's success. For this country, it's success, right? Make it here, you become a citizen, you pass your test, you do all the right things. Now that's real immigration to me. You did all the work. You did everything pretty much as you were supposed to. We all get bumps in the road, so I don't expect somebody coming into the country to be completely perfect. And I know there's people out there that do. Like you want people to be just sublime in their in their entrance, and you want them to be so saint-like. Calm down, because you're not even a saint. And save the argument, but I was born here. So was I. You were born here 400 years ago, so don't with me on that one, okay? But we'll get into that later, but don't with me on that. And so, I just don't think that, and I'm trying to be nice, so work with me. I'm trying to be nice. That is my kind of immigration. They did all that right. They took the test to become immigrants. That means they had to study something and look at something and tangibly, understand it. But this other stuff, it's messy. And it's deliberate. That's the thing. It's deliberate. And I try. At one point I did. I had empathy for people that were running from something and scared of something, and they felt there's just no future there. We can't, as Americans, understand that kind of life. We compare that, if you try to our clash, and how we collide, with the Democratic Party, right? And that happens. But I just don't think this is me, I can't compare that and that kind of movement towards our own, versus what they're doing by trekking through woods and jungles and rivers and risking it all to be here. Work with me. I can't imagine that. I don't think we can imagine that, because we don't live in that kind of barbaric institution. But here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. When we see, because I remember how it made me feel, when I see caravans of people coming here in 45's first, right, time in office. And when we see caravans coming here, when we see the news cycles specifically catering, you know, to this highlight moment of where it's supposed to somehow produce empathy and resolve and rethink, you know, for us to rethink and for us to react in a different way with a bit of more, you know, morality or something. I noticed it. I did. I noticed it. I was just like, I'm just, sorry guys. It's like, wait a minute. Hold the frick up. Wait a minute. If you're from one country, Central America, or even, let's go further, like as an example, if you're in South America and then you're coming up into Central America, there's nothing good about Central America that you could go to, because at least your people still look like your people. What is the condition where you trek through so many nations from South to Central, and you go all the way through Mexico? And there's nothing good about any of these places. There's nothing that's comparable to a better life going through all these other countries. There's nothing. And then when I see it, and I see these massive caravans, for me, I was like, wait a minute. This... No. And it really hit me when I realized you're trekking through all of Mexico. All of Mexico. A lot of people live in Mexico. I've seen Mexico City and, you know, other outlying areas. It may not be, it's not America, because nothing's America. I'm just saying. It's not America, but you need to tell me in that trek, and you hit there, and you hit Mexico City, or you know, some of, you know, you hit some of their smaller areas. I'm not talking about, you know, like Tijuana or something like that. But you hit other larger cities in, you know, in that country, and you keep on going. And the other thing is, you have to pay people a lot of money to do that. You have to pay a lot of money to do that. And then sometimes, as we've heard the stories, the numbers change the minute you get closer. Some, before they'll get you completely over the border into America, before they get you out of Mexico, the number jumps. People got to pay more money. If you were so poor where you came from, then how'd you have that kind of money? And I'm pretty sure that things in Central and South America are far more, I was going to say cheaper, but less expensive. I'm suspecting even immigration lawyers just to get that start. I don't get it. So I'm not buying it anymore. That's my point to everyone. I'm not buying it anymore. I find it wholly ridiculous to think that we would even need to take on this persona that we're somehow wrong. And I used to not, let me tell you something I used to not buy, right? There was this whole replacement theory thing. Am I saying it right? Yeah, replacement theory. I didn't buy it. You heard about it for years, you know. I didn't buy it. I just kind of roll my eyes and be like, okay, let's not get that deep with it, right? I can't say that anymore. I can't say that anymore. I can't justifiably be that ignorant anymore. And I think like a lot of people saw it too late, and we just thought, oh, that's such a racist claim to take on. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. And so when I see so many great white elephants, you know, our news, backing this claim as being conspiracy theorists and racist and phobes, and I don't know, whatever phobe they, you know, invented that week that started trending, I felt wholly just angry with myself. Not that I was buying into it, because I make my own decisions, and I've always known news is bits and pieces of different things that they want to take. That way they can't get completely sued for an overall dialogue. That's what they do now. That's what they do now. Take bits and pieces, stick it together so it sounds good, and it gets bites and makes people angry, but you mix the whole context. And that's the point. And so no, after seeing things and finding real information about it, no, I'm not buying. I'm not buying that it's BS, this replacement theory agenda. I'm not buying it. And I don't think you should either. And if you're not, you are my people. We're just saying. We're just saying. We're just saying. And so what happened, I think it started Friday, right? Friday it started. I'm going to arrest Bibi Netanyahu. Are you sure about that? So you want to start a international incident, you, the little man from New York, is going to arrest a prime minister. But you don't hate Jews? And so you're going, you, little mayor of New York City that is being destroyed by the day, every day, you're going to start an international incident. But we're all crazy for thinking that you're trying to destroy New York, the original Democratic Party. I mean, that's already been done, and we're supposed to believe that you don't hate America? You care about Jews? Because let me tell you something. If you're not Jewish out there, he don't care about us. He'd burn us to a crisp if he thought he could and get away with that. Him and his whore wife. They would. And they're enjoying the fruits of all of our labor and everyone that came before them and destroying it. I do not feel bad for New York. I'm sorry, but this is your gotcha moment. I don't feel bad. I can't. Because of that right there. No, I don't feel bad for you. No, I don't. But instead of planes this time, they used your vote. And you fell for it. And I can tell you as a Republican, it's futile to even try to change it. Because you know who's really running the show? Besides them? Liberal white women are running the show. Do y'all remember a clip that happened a few years back? It was a clip. Can we find that clip where they were all cheering in their state house, right? They were cheering, all these women, all these white women, in their little cohorts. Yeah. Well, they were all cheering. When late-term abortion happened or full-term abortion happened, they were all standing up cheering. You're cheering for abortion? You're cheering for abortion, late term abortion. Remember that whole thing that had popped off a few years ago about late term abortion? Yeah. The fat white women were standing up cheering and clapping. Yay, we can kill babies. Can I say it? I really want to say it. Can I? I want to say it. Okay, I'll be nice about it. Okay. Who is dumb enough to stick wood in you? I'm really curious. Who would be dumb enough to stick wood in you? Real wood. Not that, trans male penis, because that's not a thing. You can get mad if you want to, but it's true. I don't care. Yeah. No one in their right flippin' mind is putting wood on you, knowing that you stood up in a state house and cheered for late-term abortion. Oh, okay. So, don't go there with me. And so, but back to what I was saying. And so, I can't, in good conscience, feel bad for New York. I can't. I remember that moment. I remember where I was, and I remember that moment. It took years for it to not terrify me anymore. Years. And now you voted them in? And now all of a sudden the news is about, rents are $6,000. The bodegas will close. Oh, and then, here's icing on the cake. Then you decided, hey, I'm gonna leave out my cousins, the Italians, whose very existence, by the way, built boroughs. Built them. The Irish, the Russian, the English, the Scottish, the German. People from Czechoslovakia. White nations of immigrants through Ellis Island with nothing. For the longest time, the Italians were persecuted and made fun of in New York. And then they quit. No more. And they changed New York. They helped build New York. Did y'all notice that little map? Little Chinatown, Little Palestine. By the way, there's no such thing. I don't care if your head explodes or not. I don't. And how many others did you include? But you left out white Italians. You didn't do that by accident. The whole game is to control New York, use stupid white women to get voted in, and then destroy it. Prayer, Times Square. None of us should get mad or feel pity. I don't. Because for those of you that stayed home and did not vote, those of you that did not consciously think about what you are about to do in those votes, you deserve every single flippin' thing that is coming your way right now. Everything. Everything. And I really tried to take a conservative, neutral position on things because I know how tough it is for some people out there, right? We haven't gotten into those things and we will, but I get it. But a lot of it is your own doing. No? Oh, okay. Because it is. It's your own doing. And so for New York, I can't have that neutral perspective. I can't. When it's in the news and it's in clips and we all see it, right? I don't know what you want us to say. And granted, you didn't have the best choice in candidates anyhow. And so the people that knew what he was going to do, people that could have been backed to run for mayor and stood a far better chance than the 100-year-old, mobility scooters that were up for the election. You don't get it, white people of New York. They're going to use your vote to eliminate you. If you're dumb enough to believe they're not coming for you as well, you are a fool. You're stupid. If you believe they're not coming for you, they got your vote. And now that they have it, now they can bring in the votes that they need and can keep and want because they look like them. And anything brown is down as long as I get to live for free. But you white chicks, you just had to push it, didn't you? There won't be much more time where you get loves and hugs. No. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, he'll make the whole 4-year term. To be honest, I don't see it. And I could be wrong. It's happened one other time. But what I'm not wrong about is how people feel and the lack of pity that we actually have. Because you brought this on yourself. And I think it would be wise for Staten Island to get out of the control of New York. Because Staten Island, I'm here for you. I 100% appreciate you and know what you are. You didn't ask for this. But at the same time, you guys did not push that vote more. And I know what your choices were. I get it. The mobility scooters, I know. But the boroughs? You think you're helping people, white lady. You didn't. You just made it so much harder for them. And they'll keep packing those people in there on them. Harlem, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Jamaica, Queens. All of it. They'll keep packing those people on black folks that you say that you care about, but don't. And black folks in New York are already mad anyway. They already feel invisible. And then you put migrants next to their schools, or they can't walk home. And when black moms tell you their kids are afraid to walk home, that's a problem. You know, it boggles my mind. It really does. Of how people live so close to the edge with so much anger and hostility, but you don't come forward to talk. Really talk. I know white folks can be some shit sometimes, right? But you're not dealing with Republican, conservative people in New York. The shit around you is not healthy and it's not good for you. They say they have the best intentions, but they don't. They don't. They don't. And they'll keep packing people on you and packing people on you and packing people on you. It'll choke the life out of you and you won't be able to breathe. And I'm going to say it, you know, to be quite honest with you, especially for places like Harlem, the only thing that can keep that stuff in check is Them real bad boys. I'll say it like that. That's the only people who can keep them others in check in your neighborhoods. Are them bad boys. And then bad boys are going to get worse. I hope y'all know that. Because eventually even they will wake up and realize everything is going to be taken from them. Most of them already know it, considering what they know now and migrants were getting. Thousands of dollars. And you people work and slave every day and work and slave and can't be safe on a train. Can't be safe on a bus. But you getting thousands of dollars. What has New York done for Harlem? Or any of the boroughs? Deep Bronx, Brooklyn. What exactly has worked out for you? I'm just curious. But as long as you keep voting for them, they're going to keep their foot on your neck and keep you in place. And if you don't think that that's the play, you are a fool. And the rest of us can't help you. It's no different than when brown folks like to get involved in issues between black and white America and stoke those flames. Don't get me wrong. We have plenty of liberals that stoke those flames, plenty of black folks that stoke those flames. But then you got them in the middle. Especially over there in California. And they stoke those flames, boy. Because see, if black folks actually did sit down with white folks and worked out whatever issues we have left, which quite honestly, cut the shit. There doesn't need to be anything flipping left. Knock it off. Knock it off. Because you're not going to win. Why don't you go dig up a 60s Black Panther and ask him how that went? Or why don't you go find an old member, dig them up, or find them in a wheelchair somewhere from Peacetown and ask them how it went? Oh, you thought I was just some typical chick. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Ask them how it really went. And ask them how many of their own they really got killed on front lines while they stood in the background. And how many black folks suffered because of Peacetown and Black Panthers. Yeah, why don't you go? Ask them how that turned out. And we do not even close live to the society that we had in the 60s during the race wars. I know about that. Okay? I know about that because I'm from the South and I have a very long family history, complicated family history. You're not going to win by believing or thinking that that little radical jihadist has anything in store for you that is good. He doesn't. None of them do. So if I'm here in my new show telling you we have a problem and we better figure it out, because 2028 is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. And you shouldn't get comfortable thinking that it is. You shouldn't. I'm not comfortable thinking it is. I will do everything I can to get that man right there elected the minute he announces. If he would get behind J.D. Vance, I'd have no choice. God help me. But I'd have no choice. Because in the interest and the investment into my own country, what is best for her? I do what's best for my country when I vote. What's best for our relationship across the world when I vote. I don't sit here and think about, oh, they're going to cut food stamps for people that just sit at home with 12 kids. No, I don't do that. I could care less. Don't have 12 kids where you end up on Maury. You can't even do that anymore. That's how I vote. In the interest of what is best for the country as a whole. So 28 is not guaranteed. Because if you think they're not sitting somewhere plotting and scamming and scheming, you got another thing coming. So I really hope everyone's waking up. And I do hope more people get deported. Many more. And I know it's complicated and it may hurt and make you angry to hear that for some relatives or friends. And I'm sorry about that. I really am. But the truth is, people bring it on themselves when they know damn good and well they hide or stick up for or make excuses for people that look like them, not you, to be in this country without a shred of proof or a stolen Social Security number. And Hispanics are some of the hardest working people that I know. And I don't want to see a lot of families deported because I know a lot of good people in the state of Texas. Because the Texas Hispanic is far different than, God help me, California. You can take all, matter of fact, you can chisel that state off the cliff and let it go. Maybe they can reattach themselves to Mexico. Since I love it so much, I'm going to wave that flag. Go back there. You're not wanted here anymore. Because we're onto it. And we're tired. Black America's tired. Those are the only two Americans I really care about. I care about our issues of this nation. I care about black folks. I even care about Asians. Because boy, you people rip them bad. You rip them something horrible. Ask Harvard. You ain't never seen an Asian on the news shooting somebody, hurting somebody, stealing. Except for the baby factories that are here in America. I'm not talking about those. We're not talking about the baby factories. You brought this on yourself. You overplayed your hand. You have definitely overplayed your welcome. And the white lady's not going to be able to help you much longer. Because we're on to her as well. Nothing good can continue to come of the instability of America that is caused by immigration. And the one thing I don't want to see, I don't know about anybody else, but the one thing I don't want to see is, because you're doing enough damage to yourself, is any more damage being done or any more feet being planted on the necks of black folks. Take it how you like. But truth is truth, and so that's what we do here. I'm not having a spell cast on me anymore. And I hope that everyone's paying attention. Today was not even supposed to be this episode. This episode wasn't even supposed to actually come out till Friday. Today's episode was supposed to be actually explanation of why the video of the Supreme Court ruling and then feminism was supposed to be out, but I screwed up and I did something wrong, and so they somehow got erased. So those episodes have to be reshot. This is going to be a fun week. But that's how I feel about immigration. And I believe after this recent statement by this individual, not to mention the DOJ jumping in on a planned meeting that he swears he didn't know about. If you think that's the end of what they're doing, and that's the thing we know about because the DOJ caught it. If you're in New York or wherever you are and you're listening, I hope you're paying attention. Because instead of planes, they got the white women to vote for them and force the vote. And as more money leaves New York, white money leaves New York, how much worse do you think it's going to get for you? And it's hard for me to feel sorry for you, so right now I can't. Because it's fair. Because you played yourself. You played yourself. And I don't know what you want the rest of the country to do. And I'm sure you're saying, oh, we don't want to do anything yet. Yeah, okay, you got your spiel. You got your attack dog in your voice. That's cool. Well, why don't you take that attack dog and why don't you put it on that mayor that you let get voted in and now he's destroying your life single-handedly? Because if it looks like this now, what do you think it'll look like 2 more years from now? Because if you think they're not going to continue to make excuses and protect him, I got news for you. They're going to fight harder than ever to make sure he stays in that office because it's good for them. Doesn't matter if it's good for you in the boroughs right now, wondering how you're going to pay your rent because it's $3,000-4,000. Your rent, if at $4,000, is more than my mortgage. Rent freeze. How's that going? And then we'll attack the bodegas. We'll shut those down. So if this is how the city run grocery stores, why don't you take a look at the pretext of what it'll look like, what your city looks like right now, and God help you in 2 more years of this for you. All because you didn't listen to what the rest of the nation was telling you. They don't use planes anymore. They got a white woman's vote. See you next time. Like, share, and subscribe, or just like and subscribe today. We do appreciate you. Thank you for all newcomers.